Hello, my dear students, I missed you. Today, we will be spawning bullets. Let's disable the default spawn. Select our projectile and go to Object Properties in the Armory Props section, uncheck Spawn. This means that when the game loads, the projectile won't appear in its current location. Now, let's switch to the Logic Node Editor and create a new logical branch. Let's call it Player Fire. Remember that the name of a logical branch should start with a capital letter. Now, let's recall how we can spawn objects that aren't on the scene. This is done using the spawn object by name block. Specify the scene and enter the object's name, Plasma. We don't need the children checkbox. Next, we need to determine the coordinates. Where will the projectile spawn? Let's add a getObjectTransform block and select the base for now. This means that the projectile will spawn at the center point of our base and inherit not only its coordinates but also its rotation angle and scale. Because the transform block, if you've forgotten, consists of all this data. Now, let's define the condition for the projectile to spawn. I suggest triggering the firing action with the left mouse button. Connect it to the input. To make everything work, you need to attach this new logical branch to the base. Select the base, Object Properties, Armory Traits, click the plus sign, choose Node, OK, and select Player Fire from the list. Now, the base is linked to two logical branches, one for control and the other for shooting. And by the way, since this branch is attached to the base, you don't need to specify the base in the object field. You can leave this field empty. Let's run the game and try shooting. Do you think the density is too high? How can we reduce the firing rate? Of course, you could go back and switch the mouse block to started mode. But then, each shot will require a separate click. And your pointing finger will get tired very quickly. So let's do it nicely. Let's go back to the logic and add a timer block. Let's connect it instead of the mouse and see how it works. If we set the time interval to 0.3, the bullets will spawn at a rate of 3 per second, indefinitely. Now, let's think about how to combine these two conditions so that the bullets appear at the desired rate but only when the left mouse button is pressed. Let's get a new block from the logic section called isTrue. Let's understand how it works. For example, connect the timer block to the input. And then, connect a print block and print the string fire to the console. Here's what's happening now. 3 times per second, this block checks the input, which is a boolean. If, at that moment, it receives true, the block triggers and passes the signal further. This means that fire will be printed to the console. And if, during the check, the input is false or nothing, the block simply waits and nothing is printed to the console. Now, look at the mouse block. It has a similar colored output. This color represents logical values, true and false. If the button is pressed, true is transmitted through this output. In the idle state, if the button is not pressed, this output carries the value false. Let's connect the state output to the Boolean input. Run the game and look at the console. The mouse block must be in down mode. Let's launch the game and look at the console. With the mouse button pressed, fire is printed to the console 3 times per second. Now, all we have to do is rebuild the scheme and connect it to the spawn block instead of the print block. Fantastic! The next thing we need to fix is the position of the projectile when it spawns. It looks a bit strange. The projectile spawns right in the middle of the ship. It would be better if it appeared here, right in front, a little distance away. Let's do it the simplest way, as always. Check that the 3D cursor is at the point of our base. Let's create an empty object, a square one. We need to make it smaller. But don't rush to use regular scaling with the S key. Go to the empty settings and shrink it using the size option. Position it right at the ship's nose. We also need to parent it to the base so that it moves together with the ship. Select the empty, then with Shift, select the base. Click Ctrl P and choose Object. Don't forget to rename the empty to Spawn Point Plasma. Now, all that's left is to specify the empty in the Get Object Location block. Run the game and admire this beauty. Everything is perfect now. The bullets aren't flying yet, and although I promised to launch them into the air in this lesson, I suggest we stop here for now and continue after a break. See you soon.